everybody, welcome back to Midnight Rice, and I think we're on episode 3 of No Man's Sky. When we left off, we were here in the space station getting ready to take off, but just as I was getting ready to launch out of here and start the next episode, some ships landed. So I wanted to show you how this worked really quick. If you remember from the last episode, we were talking about how you can trade and buy and do all this with the alien life forms. And it's cool, because each one's got its own captain and own personality. So you just click on them, you go through there talking, and see I can sell items to them, I can buy items to them from them, and sometimes they have stuff like the other store doesn't have. But then you can make an offer on their starship, which is pretty awesome. And how the starships work are slots. So we'll go to negotiate price, and we don't have enough cash anyway, but at least shows you. Okay, our ship's got 15 slots, 21 slots on their ship. We've pretty much got the same gear, except they have efficient thrusters. So upgrades the Starship launch system, decreases the fuel cost to take off. You know, self-explanatory. And I think these are stacking, so you can get more and more. So you can either buy it outright. Like, we don't have enough money. We have $4,000. We're dirt poor. But you can buy it outright for 2.3 and add it to your collection, which means when you call for ships, you can just have a jillion freaking different kind of ships, depending on what you want. Or you can just keep exchanging ships. So you can trade in your ship for theirs, and then make sure you take any cargo you have stored here, because you can store regular items in here too. And you can take in case your inventory is full. It's not just for upgrades. And then you can upgrade how many slots you got, more cargo, yada yada yada. It does tell you kind of the difference. Our ship's Class C, theirs is a Class C, but theirs has +5 versus ours in damage. So you kind of do a comparison whether you're trading up or trading down. Mind you, it's a lot of work, but you can also get ships for free by scouting for them on planets using that navigation data that we were talking about, which we don't have any yet, but we'll get some. And I've gotten a ship or two that way. But when you do get a broken down ship, you have to do a lot of work to it, so it's a big trade-off. So if you're going to do that and do a lot of work to get a ship that's broke down, make sure like it's a 50 slot ship. I don't know what the size differences are, but Class C I think is the lowest, because that's where you start out. Class A would be the biggest one, and God knows how many slots they have. It's probably pretty awesome, but I haven't made it that far into the game, so we're kind of learning as we go. I know just enough for us to be dangerous. So anyway, so if you exchange it, then you lose your ship, you get their ship. If you buy it straight out, you keep both ships. So just something to think about, but trust me, I'll show you in a little while once we get upgraded a little bit. A pretty quick way to make money, but look, some of these ships are just amazing. So there's a lot of upgrade ideas, and you know, you can stylize it for yourself. These guys are so cool looking. I like this system. And like I said, every time you spawn into the game with a new game, you start in a different system, and it's totally randomly generated. The last time I was with the Gex, which we'll meet them eventually. They're kind of like the main inhabitants. I just wanted to kind of curious on how much this guy's ship is. Negotiate price. Oh, really? That's actually cheaper than the other ship, and it's a 21 slot ship. All right, let's get moving. We got work to do. Can't get too sidetracked. Window shopping. So let's get back in here. I switched the view back to first person because that's what I like. Plus, you can kind of look around and see your controls. All right, so launch sequence is automatic. All right, so now we're out in space. So it wants us to land on this other planet, which I think that's that one there. So at this speed, it's kind of cool. It automatically adjusts. So we're gonna go ahead and actually we gotta load up our jump engine. So let's see this kind of thrust here, the little short burst, doesn't cost you anything. That one's unlimited. So all you gotta do to get these asteroids is just blow them up. And there's bigger ones that don't blow up. You gotta carve holes in them basically. There, see, we're getting some of that trillium. That's definitely what you need. Just be careful not to ram into these things, because it will damage your ship temporarily. And watch out for space pirates. Oh, yeah, see. We overheated the weapon, so. And you can upgrade that so they don't overheat and they're stronger. But the range on these are pretty good. Oop. I just want to make sure we had enough for this jump. Alright, so I think we got enough now. Yeah, see, and that'll automatically go into your ship thing. Really, the gold and silver, there is some recipes for it. But what I've been doing is farming that to make a little bit of cash in the beginning. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our pulse engine all charged up. Wow. Almost get our pulse engine. That's enough for a couple more jumps. Alright, so let's line up on our target where we're going to go. Uh-oh. Did I lose it? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Well, that's the Starship space station. And I used to love playing Star Wars Galaxies back in the day. So this is kind of even though it's not Star Wars technically kind of thing, but it brings back some of that fun. Alright, so we're going to warp our butts over there. But be careful when you're warping not to warp directly at a planet, because if you get caught in their atmosphere, it shuts your warp drive off. Which is good because apparently this is on this planet. I didn't want to go to another planet, but... Ooh, it's doing some weird stuff. My computer isn't the greatest computer in the world right now. Yeah. Coming in a little hot. So luckily and sometimes if you have to make a great distance, if you try to fly there on the planet, like we had to go to the other side of the planet. I think I'm slowing down. Alright, so we're going to land here and find out what's going on. So the land is the same button as you use to get out, whatever you have the setup for getting out. You just get kind of close, and then you hit that button, and it auto lands for you. But you can nosedive into the planet, so be careful how you do it. So let's find out what's going on with this planet. I'm hoping this is like an Earth-like planet. If this is an Earth-like planet that doesn't drain our stuff right away, we might make our first base here, and we'll go back to that other planet. New planet discovered. And we'll get to uploading your discoveries and all that stuff later. So anytime you see these things, little spinny things here, you always want to click on them. Because that's a point of interest, basically flag. It'll let you know what point that is. So now we save that point there. Alright, as far as I know, I don't see how we're not seeing a damage bar. I think this is a planet that you don't get hurt automatically. And if you want to know about the planet, all you do is point up the sky and hit your scan button. Lethal humidity outbreaks. Seriously? Yeah, and they all have their own thing. It's a nice temperature, 58 degrees, tropical resources. The fauna, it's heavy fauna, flora. Okay, now this thing at the bottom here that says Sentinels. Sentinels are those things I was talking about. And we actually have one on us right now. You can hit a scan here. Alright, we'll just know where everything's at. But if you go around here and just hold your scan button and look around. Ah, there they are. Oop, sorry guys. Those Sentinels. You want to kind of keep an eye out for them, especially in the beginning when you're kind of weak. If you start mining too much and they see you, they'll actually turn hostile towards you. They're kind of protecting the resources of the planet. When you scan the sky like we did here, see, it's Sentinels typical. They have different levels. They'll say heavy, Ooh, that looks like one of those storms rolling in. And beautiful weather effects. Alright, so before we go too far, we'll find out why we're here. Alright, I think there's one of those single deals. Yeah, see, these are the things I was talking about that you upgrade and get the glove and everything. But a lot of times it's broken technology. A lot of times you need something to repair it with. Decipher the single. No fuel in failed to reach station. Hazard protection low. No choice but to underground. See, we gotta learn those words. Deployed base computer. As well as log entry. Base computer and terrain manipulator. See, we're unlocking new things that we need to survive. So we're going to download the plans for, I'm assuming, a base computer and a terrain manipulator. Terrain manipulator. See, that's not too bad. We got to build a DI hydrogen jelly and carbon nanotubes. We only need one more of those. Let's build that because that's something we need like right now. So hopefully we unlock both those recipes that I was talking about, but might be one at a time. So we need one more carbon tube. And then we need that jelly. And what do we need for that jelly? We need more of those blue crystals. So we're going to leave our ship here for now. And we're going to go right over here because apparently that's where they are at. Remember, we just got to keep an eye out for that Sentinel. And the nice thing is if they get close to you, you'll start seeing white, like, half moons on either side of the screen. That kind of tells you which way they are. Just use caution at first. Oh, jeez. Okay. And you got to charge your gun. I forgot to charge it. Alright, so mining tool. And that charges off carbon, which we have plenty of. That's why I said load up on carbon and ferrite. Because you'll have to charge stuff with carbon and ferrite. I think we'll have enough for... Oh, and these blue plants here, it gives you an unlimited jetpack for a limited time. So those are nice too. They kind of hide sometimes. They're kind of hidden in these crystals. And let's see, there's a limited time. So you can keep grabbing those. really did. It was kind of a waste, but we really didn't need it. Alright, so let's build that jelly. So we need to do the... Oh, no, no. Ship's out of range. Ah, I hit the wrong button. It's a little... The controls are a little wonky at first because you got to understand how to work them, but... Alright, so now we're going to go over to our tool. That's where we want to add it. You hit E. Once you have enough parts to make it, you click on it. That's why you want to unlock more slots, because we're almost out of slots. Now the terrain manipulation tool charges equipment with metallic elements, which means that ferrite. So that's why you want more ferrite. All right, cool. So we got that. Now it says right here, gather copper. See, it's the little mini missions that kind of get you started. I don't know where our ship's at. I want to stick kind of close to our ship. Where's our ship? Oh, and don't get too comfortable because you will run into hostile animals. And there's a buttload of different kind, which I think is pretty awesome. Each planet's got their own unique species. Some are friendly, so don't go around attacking everything. Especially with sentinels around, they get really upset about that. But always use your scanner and find out more. And we're not going to do a bunch of scanning because I don't want to waste too much time. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to hit pulse. Like that. And we're going to hold up F. And we're going to look around and you'll see it's a sentinel. But see these little icons? I'm not seeing one yet. Oh, right there. They look like bolts. Yeah, we got a tree in the way. That says damaged machinery. That's not what we're looking for. But those are like... Okay. That's what we're looking for. Okay, the plus sign. So there's silver. We want gold, I think it says, right? So there's paraffin. I'm scanning stuff by accident. We got to keep looking. Is that going to be gold? Copper. Oh, no, it was copper. Was it copper we needed? Yeah, copper. Alright, so we're going to go for that copper deposit. Now on the computer, you just hold E and you can tag that waypoint. And that's 478 away, and I don't want to waste a bunch of our launch fuel, so we're going to go ahead and walk for it. Since this planet really isn't super dangerous. Big thing is on any of these planets that have hazards, when it'll warn you that a storm's coming in. Wow, that is far away. Yeah, we're going to take the ship over there. I don't want to dink around too long. I don't have a lot of time. And definitely set yourself a timer or something while you're playing this, because the first time I played it, I was just going to play for about an hour, and it was like 4 hours later. I was like, wow. And time just goes by fast. So kind of set yourself little goals if you're limited on how much time you can play. How do I change that? G? Yeah. G changes your multi-tool. See how now that we're doing terrain manipulation, you don't want to waste that unless you want to use it on something, because you can dig holes in the planet. I think. See, watch. That's the cool thing. It's total voxel mapping. But if you do it where there's no resources, then you're just using that stuff up for nothing. So let's get over to that area. We got it marked. Helps set my controllers on. All right, so I'm gonna pull back on the throttle until we find out which way we're going. There it is. All right, so we're gonna head over there. Try not to land right on it, because you can't. If your ship's too close to something you want to manipulate, the ground-wise, it won't let you do it. Is it right on top of that freaking hill? It is right on top of that hill. Alright, so we're going to find a nice place to land. I think right there is good. And if the landing spot's no good, it won't let you land the ship, so that's good too. I've never crashed and destroyed my ship, and I've made some pretty interesting landings. Alright, so you'll see these big things like this. I know it's getting dark. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully it's a little lighter in the editor. But you'll see, and it'll say, and you can scan it. And it says copper deposit. So we're going to turn our tool into terrain manipulation and start shooting at this. See, we're going to start collecting copper. Use a lot of copper, because copper also gets smelted into other things. So it's pretty sweet. You just kind of work it around, but make sure you look out for those sentinels, because they always try to set you up with that. Anytime you're doing the terrain manipulation or you're gathering resources, they like throwing sentinels at you just to kind of gum up the work. And if you're weak and you're afraid the sentinels might take you down, when you die, you leave a little gravestone like Minecraft behind, and you'll have to go back and, it'll spawn you up, but you'll have to go back and collect your dead body, with all your stuff on it. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes it's worth it just to fly away from the sentinels and go somewhere else. Now, eventually, when you get all the resources out of here, it'll stop showing this as a place to get the resource. But if you leave a little sliver there, I noticed that. See, it still says copper deposit. That's more than a sliver, but I think we have enough ferrite to charge this back up. Yeah, see, yeah. See, the pure ferrite and the pure carbon always charge faster. So it works in like tiers. See, ferrite's 1, pure ferrite's 2, and magnetized ferrite, which is smelted, and that works the same way for the carbon. So once you stock up on that stuff, you can do quite a bit of mining. So I don't know how much carbon it wanted us to, or carbon, jeez. I am tired. I don't know how much copper it wanted us to get, but I think we got most of this. Yeah, I think we're pretty much good here. So we're good on copper. And I like how there's like ships flying across too, and you can actually go after those. I did once, and take them down. But I wouldn't honestly. The way it kind of how you act is how all the entities react to you. So if you start being a dick, bad things will happen to you. So what I'm going to do here is we don't need to land back in that spot again. So I want to find us a flat spot, and we're going to try to start making our own base. Maybe. I'm not going to deploy anything yet until it allows us to. But I want to find a nice flat spot, because I think we're going to hang out here for a while, because it's nice at first when you're not fighting a double thing, you know. Keeping the oxygen and keeping yourself... That's not bad right there. What do you guys think of that? Yeah, let's land there. And just remember, the more landings and takeoffs you do, the more fuel you're going to use up. Wow, it looked a lot flatter from the sky. But really, this is... Oh, yeah, here, check out this animal. Isn't that freaking sweet? So you just wait till it scans all the way. It's an adult female, far-sighted. It likes eating fresh leaves, and I've heard that you can take items up to them and feed them, but I don't know how to feed it fresh leaves because there's no way to harvest fresh leaves. So, it's one of those things. And, oh, that's cool here. You'll see these two a lot. This is memory of the... I can't pronounce that. That's how you learn new words. So anytime you see those, you'll see them randomly all over the planet. It'll teach you a new word. You just click on through it. You want to read it, go ahead. Accept the knowledge. Yep. So we discovered the word for interlooper. So there's thousands upon thousands of words. Like I said, this game is very, very massive. This is not exactly what I hoped for a little base area, especially with him hanging out here. I don't know what he's all about. It doesn't say he's hostile. I don't think he's hostile. Fresh leaves. Ultrasonic roar. Okay, so don't make him scream. It doesn't say anything about hostile or behavior. It says farsighted. I don't... It means it's... Oh, and there, of course, there's a sentinel right there. See, they're really protective of the critters. So anyway, we're going to do what they asked us to. We're going to set up a small little base here. So we're going to put down our little smelter. The smelter runs on carbon. So we're going to have to get some carbon in there before we can do any kind of thing. And make sure you switch back from your terrain manipulation tool to your mining beam. So we're gonna get over here a little bit because I don't want to get into that douchebag sentinel. So I'm just gonna get us some carbon. So anything, it's just good rule of thumb. Anything that looks like a plant, you'll get carbon from it. You want to watch out for those carbon crystals because that'll give you like more expensive carbon, like condensed carbon, I think it's called. And that will charge up your equipment a lot faster, and it gives you more time on the smelter. You know, it's just a higher grade resource, I guess we'll call it. Like I said, I'm not going to do a lot of scanning right now. That's some cool looking trees. And every planet's different, which is, I know I keep saying it over and over again, but it just amazes me every time I play this. I've noticed that if you like wait for the bar, you see that bar going up, you just let off and then hit it again, so it kind of redoes it. I think we got more than enough carbon. We're almost got 200 carbon. And I believe the stack is 250 when you stack up on stuff. And like I said, maybe it's just because I was early game, but I wasn't happy with... I love just going out and collecting resources and crafting. And I wasn't happy with storage. I kept filling... I mean, my other account, my other save game, I guess, my storage is just full. And I really don't feel like I have that much stuff. Alright, so we're going to load this up, because I think it wants us to smelt that copper down. We'll make chromatic metal, so... The nice thing is, okay, so... We had like over 200 and something, so I think it works off stacks. Okay, so now we load it up with fuel supply. We're going to put something in the input, which we want to put the copper. We got a buttload of copper. I don't know if I want to smelt it all up. So if you don't want to smelt it all up, you can just... I think there's a way to adjust how much you do. Yeah, here you go. See, 0. And we're going to process. I don't know how much we need, so we're going to go for that much. And you see there is a transfer. You know, there's 234 copper, which is going to give us 117. So we'll hit begin, and that thing starts doing its little, doing the jig. I don't know how much we need, so it'll tell you the elapsed time it takes to get it all schmelted up. So I do believe if it'll allow us, we're going to pick one of these planets, probably this one, because, like I said, anytime you're not being harassed by radiation or toxicity or, you know, heat or cold, that's one less thing you got to worry about keeping charged up, and you can kind of just... So this will be like our main, like, hub base. You know, we'll make a big base here, because you can build little ones at first, and it's kind of like a wood shelter, which is kind of funny, because you'll have something that's running on a planet that's running like 300 degrees, and then 800 degrees when it's in a storm is hitting, and you're in a wood structure and it's fine. So it's special space wood. Do 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 do. But yeah, I'm utterly in love with this game. It's just amazing. So definitely, if you don't have it, I got mine in the autumn sale, but definitely get it if you like these kind of games. You like space engineers, you like crafting and, you know, building big bases and exploring, then this is definitely a game for you. I definitely 100% recommend it. And I'm running with most of my computer is pretty huge, but my graphics card is getting old. It's a 970 GTX, which is considered a dinosaur now, and this is still running smooth as glass, and I have most of the settings turned somewhat up. I'm sure there's more I can do. So if your computer's anywhere better than that or close to where mine is, no problem at all. Alright, so we got our metal, so you just grab that, and whenever you grab stuff like this, you'll see you put in your exosuit or drop in your starship if you're close enough to it. We're just going to put it in the exosuit. Alright. Nice thing is when we break these down, you get that carbon back if you leave some in there, or you can just manually grab it out. It's kind of up to you how you want to do it. Alright, so what do we do? Build a base computer. Oh, it does want us to start building a base. So where do we want to build our base? Let's check the top of this hill here. Let's see if we can find a somewhat flat spot, because we want to make a pretty cool looking base, and somewhere easy to land too. The top of this hill shouldn't be too bad. Oh, look at that right up there. Oh, yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, I don't know what these... The cool thing is it's not like I've seen all this before. Some of the things are, you know, common, like those loot boxes and stuff, but I've never been on this planet. I've never seen a planet close to this one. So the randomization of the planets are amazing. So let's get right to it. You hit your Z to bring up your build menu, and you have to have one of these to start building. So you put one of these down. Why can't I build it? Oh, there we go. So now we've just claimed this. Once you go up here and you go like that, and we'll go like this, and we'll go like this, and we'll claim the base. And it does that cool little pulse thing, which kind of gives you an eyeball of what's around, which is pretty neat. So now you'll be able to see that base anytime you're in this system from the space area. Okay, archives available. Base computer online. Search base computer archives with the terminal. Okay, so let's do that really quick. This is going to give us some more unlocks. So as I said, it's got about, I'd say about 4 hours of tutorial type missions before you kind of get a good start. And that'll get you your freighter, which we'll explain when we get to that too. Wooden wall. Alright, we unloaded a wooden wall. Alright, so what planet are we on? Oh, you'll see the Stalker 7 thing. That's just what my Steam account was. I'm not going to change it to Midnight Rise, but that was my old Steam account. I don't feel like redoing it, so that's just what we're going to deal with. Oh, so this is new ventured. All right, so we're just going to call it Planet Base 1 or something. So you can go back on this computer here. Yep. And then we can rename the base, and we'll name it. Alpha base. Alpha base. All right. You know, you can put parentheses, and I'll put safe because we're not being hurt by anything. All right. And you just accept it. And we just named it Alpha base. And I think that's about all you can do through that computer. Yeah, so you can delete the base if you want to, move it or whatever like that, or anything. But as you build the base bigger, you can upload it. I guess there is a multiplayer version of this thing. Right now we're playing singular, so you can play it offline. Which that's what was a big sale for me. Is I don't like games that if you're not online you can't play. So what happens if your internet goes down? You're kind of SOL. So all right, guys. So, wow, we got a lot done. We got our ship working. We got to a new planet. We're getting through the tutorials. So when we come back, we'll build ourselves a small base right here and kind of I'll show you how all that works. And we'll load up the base and we'll make it bigger eventually and make it you'll unlock more structure items and makes it pretty awesome. So, thanks for joining us again. I think this is episode 3. We're cranking right in here. And we will see you in the next episode.